For 22 years, Leonardo DiCaprio was Hollywood's most famous actor without an Oscar win. Despite 5 nominations, he was continually passed over by the Academy, an irony that would define his career. The same actor who risked his life in frigid rivers, ate raw liver, and embodied roles so intensely that audiences forgot they were watching an actor, could not win the coveted golden statue. Critics hailed him as a genius. The box office called him a king, yet the industry that elevated him refused to acknowledge his brilliance with an Oscar. The tension between his commercial success and his unrelenting desire for artistic respect became the paradox that haunted DiCaprio for years, shaping both his career and his personal life. A childhood in East Hollywood. Surviving against the odds. Leonardo DiCaprio's story begins not in the luxury of Hollywood mansions, but in the gritty streets of East Hollywood in the 1970s and 80s. Raised by his mother Moline, who worked multiple jobs to support him, Leonardo's early life was anything but glamorous. Living near the chaotic intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Western Avenue, Leonardo witnessed the harsh realities of life, from drug deals to homelessness. His mother was both his shield and anchor, guiding him through the storm of their difficult circumstances. Moline, a German immigrant, sacrificed everything to give her son a shot at a better life, taking him on long bus rides to auditions and giving him the hope that he could escape the life that had trapped her. An unstable father. A double-edged legacy. While Leonardo's mother fought to build a better future for him, his relationship with his father, George, was marked by absence and instability. George, an artist living on the fringes of society, introduced Leonardo to art and counterculture, but could not offer the stability his son desperately needed. Though their relationship was filled with love, it was not enough to replace his father's absence in his everyday life. Leonardo was caught between two worlds: his mother's determination to secure a better future, and his father's unpredictable, artistic existence. Yet, despite the instability, Leonardo grew to appreciate the lessons his father imparted, learning to think outside the box and embrace unconventional ways of living. School struggles, the making of a rebel. At school, Leonardo was a bright, restless child who struggled to conform to the rigid structure of formal education. He often found it difficult to sit still and follow rules that didn't make sense to him. His teachers saw potential, but they also saw a troublemaker, a kid who didn't fit in. His classmates, too, saw him as different. A boy from the wrong side of town, with clothes that didn't match and sometimes no lunch to eat. By the age of 10, Leonardo had already absorbed a harsh truth. Life wasn't fair, and if you wanted something better, you had to fight for it. This mindset would shape his future, pushing him to fight through rejection and adversity, knowing that success wasn't handed to anyone, no matter how deserving. The drive to succeed. A promise born from love. Leonardo's early experiences with rejection didn't crush his spirit. They fueled him. The constant rejection his mother faced when she took him to auditions became the backdrop of his own hunger for success. Leonardo wasn't driven by ego. His ambition was born from love and a promise he made to himself. He would never let his mother struggle the way she had. She had sacrificed everything for him, and he knew that if he wanted to honor her, he had to succeed. For Leonardo, the fight was not just about fame or money. It was about showing his mother that her sacrifices were worth it. This promise became the foundation of his career. The early struggles. A Hollywood nobody. At the age of 12, Leonardo began auditioning for roles. It was a brutal and humiliating process, with long hours spent in waiting rooms alongside hundreds of other hopefuls. For years, he faced rejection after rejection, often hearing the words, "You're not what we're looking for." It was a constant reminder of the uphill battle he was facing. But his mother remained unwavering in her support, telling him that rejection wasn't failure. It was part of the journey. And so, Leonardo kept pushing forward, driven by the hope that one day something would click. The fight for recognition was long, but it was a fight he was determined to win. The breakthrough, landing a role on Growing Pains. After years of rejection, Leonardo finally caught a break in 1990 when he landed a recurring role on the sitcom Parenthood, followed by a stint on the soap opera Santa Barbara. These roles were not glamorous, but they paid the bills. Leonardo felt like he was stuck, moving but not forward. However, in 1991, his big break came when he was cast in a recurring role on Growing Pains, playing a homeless teenager named Luke Brower. The show gave him the platform to be seen by millions. But as much as the show brought him visibility, Leonardo feared being typecast as the cute TV kid and being locked into a narrow career path. Breaking free from television, the struggle to prove himself. While Growing Pains provided visibility, Leonardo felt trapped. He wanted more than the safe, sanitized role of Luke Brower. He wanted to prove that he was more than just a TV star. He wanted to be taken seriously as an actor. Despite his growing fame, serious film roles continued to elude him. The casting directors who once dismissed him for being too young or too associated with television now dismissed him for being too famous. But Leonardo kept fighting. He knew that rejection was not a sign of failure. It was simply part of the journey. This boy's life. A turning point in his career. In 1993, Leonardo was cast in This Boy's Life, a film directed by Michael Caton Jones and starring Robert De Niro. Leonardo played Tobias Wolff, a teenager trapped in an abusive household. This role marked a turning point in Leonardo's career. Working alongside Robert De Niro, he felt an overwhelming sense of self-doubt. But when the cameras rolled, he came alive. He channeled the pain of his fractured childhood and the struggles he had witnessed his mother endure, pouring it all into his performance. Critics took notice, praising his maturity and talent. Leonardo had officially crossed over from child actor to serious artist. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? A career-defining role. Later that same year, Leonardo delivered an unforgettable performance in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, portraying Arnie, a teenager with developmental disabilities. The role required Leonardo to completely transform, and he did so with heartbreaking authenticity. His performance earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor at just 19 years old. Although he didn't win, the nomination marked a significant milestone in his career. It was a validation of his talent, and the industry finally saw him as more than just the cute kid from Growing Pains. The fight for recognition, the path to artistic redemption. Despite the setbacks, Leonardo continued to take on challenging roles, refusing to be defined by his past successes. He sought out collaborations with directors who valued his artistic vision, such as Martin Scorsese. This decision would lead to films like The Aviator, The Departed, and Gangs of New York, all of which showcased his growth as an actor. With each role, Leonardo proved that he was more than a teen idol, more than the face of Titanic. By the time he finally won his first Academy Award for The Revenant in 2016, it was not just a recognition of his work on that film, but a celebration of a career marked by determination, struggle, and artistic evolution. The ultimate question: fame or fulfillment? Leonardo DiCaprio's journey is one of extraordinary highs and soul-searching lows. He spent decades chasing something beyond fame, a need for artistic recognition, personal fulfillment, and a sense of purpose that went beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Despite his successes, he often felt trapped by the very fame he had worked so hard to achieve. The ultimate question for Leonardo, as he found himself at the top of his game, became, what does it mean to truly win?